Bombshell Jay-Z finally gets mentioned in the Diddy trial. What's up? It's your boy Heaven Hollywood back on IE Network. This is the Heaven Hollywood Report, and let's get to it. So Cassie Ventura, as we all know, Capricorn Clark just got off the stand yesterday, and in her testimony, she revealed a lot of things, some things that we were not expecting to hear. Capricorn Clark went on and she really trashed Cassie Ventura on the stand. She also mentioned Jay-Z and a conversation she was having with Cassie Ventura. And Cassie Ventura brought Jay-Z up. And Capricorn Clark mentioned this yesterday in court. And not a lot of people were talking about it, but let you take a look at this little clip. After you take a look at the clip, I'll come back and unpack it. All right, y'all. It's your boy, Heaven Hollywood. Check this out. This is juicy. So Capricorn Clark, as we know, finished testifying yesterday. Let me let you know about this part on her testimony. Capricorn Clark sobbed uncontrollably as she accused Cassie Ventura of wanting her gone and getting her fired from her job with Sean Combs after a love triangle involving Combs, Cassie Ventura, and rapper Kid Cudi. A few beats later, Clark credited Ventura for getting her a new gig back under Combs years later. The mixed messaging echoed earlier parts of Clark's testimony when she seemed to be critical of Ventura. I felt as though I was somewhat of a protector of Combs, and if you could get me away from him, he wouldn't have someone looking after him and looking after his back. In an email to Combs, Clark suggested that everyone else in the inner circle knew that Ventura was seeing Kid Cudi, whose real name is Scott Mascuti. In retrospect, I was the only one that was gone. She, meaning Ventura, was still there, and things were getting worse. Clark added, losing her composure entirely. During testimony, that was incomprehensible at times. Clark was shown emails in which she pleaded with Combs to forgive her, apparently for not telling him about Ventura and Cudi in 2011. Now, she also went on to say that she never thought that Cassie Ventura was very talented. She said she knows what talent is all about, and talent to her is Mariah Carey or Whitney Houston. Now, for something even juicier, she mentioned that she told Cassie Ventura about leaving Combs in 2011. And her reply back to her was, Cassie's reply back to her was, Jay-Z's already taken. Who do you think I should date? Now, this pretty much confirms the rumors by BehindTheIndustry.blog that Beyonce never trusted Cassie and she never allowed Jay-Z to be alone with Cassie. The funny thing is, Capricorn Clark's testimony, which started out kind of like defending Cassie, by the time she was done with her testimony, everyone was reporting that Capricorn Clark trashed Cassie on the stand, closing out her testimony. Whew, this is juicy. Catch y'all on the next one. Now, a lot of people got taken by surprise at the mention of Jay-Z, but that puts a lot of things in perspective. Again, BehindTheIndustry.blog had a story 2 years ago about how Beyonce never really took to Cassie, and she always thought of Cassie as sneaky, and she would never allow Jay-Z to be alone with Cassie. Even in pictures that they took with Cassie, Jay-Z and Beyonce just looked very uncomfortable, right? Like they didn't want to be in pictures of her. Now, it's funny in hindsight now, when you think about it and hear this comment from Cassie about Jay-Z is taken, who was, back then, Diddy and Jay-Z was going to a lot of events. They had a lot of events together. And they was known as the two big dogs in New York. And for her to mention Jay-Z is quite ironic, because that's like she's been known as a climber, right? A social climber. And what better to move on from Diddy than to move on to somebody, that got just as much money or more money and or more status than Diddy has. Jay-Z. And Jay-Z has always come with, that aura. You don't hear things like about Jay-Z that he's married, he's been married for years, and you've never heard any stories at all, any rumors, any whispers about Jay-Z laying his hands on a woman. You've never heard that, right? So, Jay-Z was able to, before marrying Beyonce, he had his share, right, of high profile women. All you gotta do is go back and do the research. And Jay-Z has managed to not get that stipulation of someone who's violent or what have you. We've never heard that about Jay. No woman has come out and said, yeah, he put his hands on me, yeah, he was violent with me, or what have you. And that's the big difference between Jay and Puff. That's the big difference. And that's the probably big difference in the way most people look at Jay and look at Puffy, right? So we're going to keep our eye on this. Shock and revelation. Cassie Ventura, when asked by Capricorn Clark to leave Puffy, she said, well, I would, but Jay-Z is taken. Who should I date? It's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends.